Educational concepts, educational technology, this emerging technology helps the students a lot in better understanding of the educational concepts. Computer-based tools reduces the time to learn by 30%. So this under this computer technology, the first is computer, and second is virtual education. Virtual education aims at providing computer-generated virtual environment. It is used as the most advanced tool of visualizing for a large number of scientific applications like study of computer structures, near realistic simulation of natural phenomena, and conducting hazard experiments. The students uh, get more benefit in virtual education also. The students interact with a life-like artificial world that can be perceived, explored, and manipulated at will. So, in real life, we perceive objects by our senses, seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, and smelling. In virtual reality, computers are used for creating virtual environment. That computers are used, and also we can use the mobiles by which we can get the get more knowledge through virtual system. Virtual means in effect, but not in fact. That is in distance mode. During this operation, during this virtual session, question answers are available in the computer. IGNO has launched some programs through virtual campus, online delivery through tele-learning centers. Tamil Nadu has established the first virtual university in the country. Others are also using it for quality education. Almost all the educational institutions are using it. So next, that is video disc. It is a digital recording on an optical link. An optical disc that can be played on a computer or TV set. It has a capacity to store information, data, visuals, and voice. So this video disc also contributes a lot in the education process, teaching learning process. So next one under this, that is the compact disc interactive CD. It is an optical storage system primarily geared to all educational markets. So it is an audiovisual aid or video tool that supports a variety of playback format. It is an interactive tool. A student can interact with a database of information through CD, player, remote control device, etc. The student can select the information when they want to listen, they want to hear and see. And next, that is speech recognition. It is an innovation. All these things are technology that emerging technologies. It is an innovation in communication technology which allows a computer to recognize human speech or words. It translates the spoken words into information and makes it easier for people to do their job and learn. This system can recognize the student and could reply by means of the stored speech, where a number of phrases are recorded separately and then assembled into meaningful sentences. So this technology could be very helpful for the visually challenged students. The visually challenged students, they get more benefit from it. This technology can be linked with an optical character recognition system. The information can be subsequently be reproduced whenever the students they want to use it. In this way, human computer interfaces become meaningful and productive for the students with disability. The next one under this, that is the electronic mail, email. And nowadays, everyone has email address. So email has become quite popular all over the world. In every situation, in every day life, email works a lot. Through it, messages are sent electronically within a short period, either by mobile, computer, tablet, etc. So, so it is email is a store and forward messaging service. Data are sent and stored electronically into the user's small box and remain waiting till they are retrieved. And it is a text processing and communication tool to provide a high speed information exchange service. That its reply comes very quickly, and also messages are sent very soon. Information can be conveyed in the form of a text. It is like a normal postal mail. Email has many components: a telephoning line, computer, a medium, communication software. These are the different things. And the third type of this emerging technology, that telecommunications and networks. Learners can enroll for open or distance learning courses. In this system, the learners are to enroll. Otherwise, they cannot get benefit from it. The learners, they can interact with a electronic teacher or instructor. So learners can select textbooks and download and review the course. The teacher can be available for consultation during specified hours or through email. Or you can discuss the DTH, it's direct to home. It works through a table fan sized satellite disk, a digital recorder, and a SIM card. You know better that you are every day using TV and also other systems. It connects to a decoder which links to the TV. DTH would be viable alternative to cable TV. So under this also the teleconferencing that describes a link or meeting between participants at two or more locations. At a distance location, any location that creates a link between the participants. So it is a telephonic conversation which links two or more participants through audio, video, or computer technology. So this is used for brainstorming, questioning, role play, group discussion, case studies, and problem solving. So the teachers, they meet the students in a classroom like situation. Teleconferencing it just works as a classroom, normal classroom, natural classroom. It systematically, if it is systematically planned, it will be more effective. So now we'll discuss what are the different types of teleconferencing. Teleconferencing, first type, that is audio teleconferencing. Simply we can listen, and video teleconferencing, we can also see the computer teleconferencing. So these are the three different types of teleconferencing. In audio teleconferencing, it is in what happens that it is an effective communication tool for sharing information between the two places, or between the persons. Students hear the teacher and the students ask question through the same system. The question the students they put, immediately they can get the answer. Nobody can see others, and teacher's role is important. Only listening. Only the students they listen. Video conferencing. Video conferencing, the students they are able to see other person. This is a two-way video conferencing. Two-way video conferencing, one-way video conferencing. So these are very helpful in the teaching learning process. One-way video conferencing. If you one-way video conferencing, in one-way video conferencing, the audio video information can be a one-way information from the institution to its learning centers or colleges. These centers or colleges may communicate with the teaching end in turn with a telephone or other audio-based hookup. So this is what we say the one-way video conferencing. The question answer sessions also begins. The discussion also is made on relevant points, and also it is clarified by the experts. So computer conferencing, it is computer-based meeting for exchange of pictures, words, graphics between the multiple sites, and this particular system helps a lot in teaching learning process. And nowadays the students, the teachers, educational institution, and other organizations, they are using it. Mobile communication, it is a cellular phone, and through this also communication is made within a short period. So now we can discuss internet and intranet. Internet is an electronic mail system and a library access facility. Library also internet system works a lot. In every situation, the internet works a lot. In study, the students they get more information from internet, and they can use it for study purpose. It allows to send and receive message. Internet helps a lot in sending and receiving the message. It is library's access system because it allows over request for information provided for knowing. So this is internet. Intranet, that it is a network which allows one-to-one, one-to-multi-point, or multi-point communication between student and teacher, and among students. Two types are there, that is LAN and WAN. LAN means LAN, LAN, local area network, it is limited to physical area. One means wide area network. It is linked to wide area. So these two can be interconnected among themselves and with internet, thus making communication global. That is global village. Therefore, it is known as the global village. This due to this communication, that is in emerging communication, this world is known as a global village. So now this unit is completed. I will discuss the next unit, that is unit 11. So unit 11, that is known as the status of evaluation in higher education. 1. Status of evaluation. You know what is evaluation? Please tell me. What do you mean by evaluation? What is the meaning of evaluation? Barsha. Barsha, kuho. Kuho, what is the meaning of evaluation? Hello? Kuho, what is the meaning of evaluation? Evaluation अर्थ कौन कुह? Evaluation is a process. हाँ कुह. Yes. कुह.
सर मूल्यांकन करिवा.
हाँ मूल्यांकन तो ओडिया रे होची तार कौन? Evaluation is a process by which value judgments about all educational status or achievements of the students are formed. That education is the process of collecting information on the basis of which judgments are formed, which in turn are used for taking decisions. Information that evaluation means, in evaluation, why evaluation is conducted? In order to know the educational objectives achieved by the students, the teacher takes evaluation. Evaluation is the extent to which instructional objectives are fulfilled by the students at the end of teaching. So, the instructional objectives which are fulfilled, the students' performance can be evaluated by the teacher through various systems. As you know, yesterday I was telling that the students their performance can be measured. Academic performance is measured through various means. That is a questionnaire, that evaluation is of different types. I will discuss later on. That it is that before evaluation we must have to go through measurement. First measurement is conducted, measurement is taken, otherwise we cannot evaluate. Measurement is a process of assigning numericals to objects or attribute according to certain rules. So measurement means, suppose we measure the length of a particular thing, length of road. So how can we measure? We can measure in kilometer, meter, millimeter. So by this process we can measure. So now evaluation means the value judgment. So for an example, I would like to give an example, that suppose a student secures 90 marks out of 100 in mathematics. So how can we evaluate? There are so many students in a class. Suppose 50 or 40 students are there. So 2 students, they secured above 90% of marks, 90 out of 100, and all other students they secure less than 90 marks in particular subject. So the student's performance is measured as as per as per as per the process designed by the teacher. If that means suppose 90 marks in mathematics, other students they secure less than 90 marks in mathematics, then what we can give value judgment? Only two students they secure above 90%, and all other students, 38 students, they secure less than 90% of marks, 90 out of 100. Then what we can say? We can say that these two students, they are the best students of the class. This is the best. We are using the best. This best. It is a quality. This is evaluation. Last we can value the performance. 90 is a number. So if we cannot measure, we cannot say we cannot evaluate without measurement. First, for evaluating the students, first we have to take the measurement. Measurement is taken, and it has one number and unit. Suppose 5 kilometer. When we measure the road distance, that 5 kilometer, 5 is a number, kilometer is unit. Always measurement is associated with a number and unit. So 5 liters, 5 is a number, liter is a unit. So all these things or everything has some measurement, has some units for measurement. So suppose time 5 seconds, 5 hours, 5 is a number, hour is a unit. So we can take the help of this quantity and unit, number and unit. So from the measurement we can evaluate the performance of the students, that we can say that the two students, they are better students in the class. This is quality. So this quality determines evaluation. That is value judgment. At last we judge the students' performance. So this is evaluation. Why evaluation is used? Why? What are the functions of evaluation? We evaluate for diagnosis. To identify the causes of weakness. Why the students they are weak? Why the students they are weak? Why the students they are weak? We can find the reasons. So in order to predict a probable future success of the learners, we can evaluate. Also we can evaluate also the functions, other function of evaluation, that is to select suitable persons for admission to a particular course. The other evaluation, other process, other function of evaluation also to assist students in making decision for the future, that is for guidance, for to certify meaningfully the students across the institution. Evaluation of a program, that is to monitor the effectiveness of teaching in a particular course. So the evaluation is very important. How the evaluation it is useful to students. So it is useful to students, which shows students' progress in the course, in a particular course. It identifies why it is useful for the students. I am discussing. It identifies the points of the course it reviews the work of the students, whether the students they have their work is uh, right or wrong. The evaluation also is very helpful for the students. It distinguishes between relevant and irrelevant answers. It distinguishes between relevant and irrelevant answers. Another use of evaluation to the students that provides better conception of the objectives of the course. So the objectives of the course are fulfilled, whether it has fulfilled or not. In order to know, the evaluation is also very helpful. Evaluation is necessary. It develops regular habits of the study. So every day the students they learn, and also they themselves evaluate their progress or performance in teaching learning process, whether they are learning better, whether they are not learning better. The students they themselves, by their own or self evaluation. So why the evaluation, it is useful for the teachers. The teachers teaching, when the teacher presents the topic, it is effective or not. In order to know his or her effectiveness in teaching, the evaluation is made. It compares effectiveness of different methods. Which method provides a better performance of the students? So it is evaluation. It is known through evaluation. And if the students they do not understand, then the students repeat to students teaching or students learning, it is repeated. Suppose the students performance is not better, therefore teacher can know that my teaching process is defective. Therefore how can the teacher know the defective ness of his or her teaching? From evaluation. From evaluation, the teacher knows the effectiveness of his method, which is used in the teaching learning process. It identifies the weakness of the individual group or rectified by the feedback. If the students they do not do better in performance, academic performance, then the teacher gives feedback, and again the teacher teaches, and the teacher gives feedback. The teacher can know that my teaching procedure is defective, and he or she changes the process method, or that is method. The teacher reviews his teaching strategy. If it is not liked by the students, if it is not uh, 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 given due importance in teaching learning process, then the teacher can change the method. And this is the these are the different things which we discussed. And now we'll discuss what are the defects in present examination system. What are the defects? The defects are, one of the defects are the students only read at the end of the academic year. So the students, when they appear at the examination, they only uh, start learning before the examination, and throughout the year they do not open the books. When the examination comes, then the students open the books, and it is one of the defects that during the year, during the course. So if from time to time, the evaluation is conducted. Then the students they get no scope for sitting idly. Therefore, in between the session, that is the formative evaluations must be conducted from time to time. As a result of which, the students they may come in contact with the book. That and another defect is that when the students they are given question, the questions made for the test is not from various objectives. You know, various objectives are there. What are they? What are the different objectives? As for Dr. B.S. Bloom, what are the objectives? Nandini, you tell me, what are the different objectives? What are different objectives? Yes, who can say?
हाँ सर
What are the objectives? Instructional objectives. କୁହ କାଲି ମୁଁ କହିଥିଲି
सर प्रिपरेशन प्रेजेंटेशन
the instructional objectives as defined by cognitive under cognitive domain as defined by Dr. B.S. Bloom. Knowledge,
domain effective domain
cognitive domain, knowledge, understanding or comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation. These are the instructional objectives. These instructional objectives are very helpful for the students and also the teachers. When the teacher is teaching, the teacher is thinking that after the end of the teaching, in these instructional objectives are well achieved by the learners. Therefore, these the questions which are made for the evaluation, the questions are not made from taken from different objectives. Sometimes if the knowledge, the questions basing on knowledge objective is prepared, the teachers leave other objectives. Therefore, the teacher should take the help of a blueprint. As a result of which, all the objectives can be included in the test. So, test sometimes the questions which are prepared, the teacher does not give importance on all the objectives. From all the objectives, the question should be prepared. As a result of which, the teacher can know the students' development in all these different objectives. Therefore, the questions should be prepared taking all these objectives into consideration. And the students' performance can be well assessed if the instructional objectives are taken into consideration when the teacher prepares the test or the questions. So this finishes your unit 11 and coming to the this unit 12, that is status of evaluation in higher education 1. What we were discussing in unit 11, status of evaluation in higher education 1. Here it is status of evaluation in higher education 2. That you know that evaluation process it is very helpful not only for the teacher but also for the students. Evaluation modifies the teacher's teaching. Evaluation also modifies the students' learning. If the students their performance is not better, the students they take interest in learning, by which they can think that their performance will be better. So you know that a traditional system of evaluation. What was the traditional system of evaluation? That in the past, nowadays every thing has come taking importance on modernity. So in the in the past years, what was happening? The evaluation was dependent on a traditional system of evaluation. That pen and paper evaluation nowadays, pen and paper also is not very helpful for the evaluation. That other systems are also utilized, are used. The traditional system of evaluation has been outdated. It has come nowadays. Evaluation also is conducted through computer, through mobile phone. So, due to the adoption of communication technology, or that emerging technology, advanced technology, modern technology. So, therefore, so this is the reason that reform is necessary in examination or evaluation. That question paper, how to prepare question paper, that the students also they can use question banks. The question bank, this idea also is being now encouraged in the institution. The question banks, from question banks, the students they can refer different types of question basing on different instructional objectives. And then internal assessment also nowadays it is being very helpful for the students' performance. And the different reforms have been made on evaluation. So, such as number one, that is reformation of syllabus. Reformation of syllabus. So now you see that syllabus is actually very helpful for the students. That it should be reformed. That old system of syllabus did not serve the modernity of the education. So reformation of syllabus, in this reformation of syllabus, examination should reflect the instructional objectives. I was talking you about the instructional objectives in in the syllabus. So the information is based, or instructional objectives have been taken into consideration. The syllabus gives more importance on instructional objectives. At present, in the context of universities, the only document that represents a statement of instructional objectives, that is syllabus, it is prepared and approved by the board of studies of the university. So, in our country at present, most of the universities have unique syllabus in higher study. So, this reformation of syllabus is very helpful for the students, because suppose if the syllabus differs from state to state, what happens? So uniform education system cannot be implemented. Therefore, syllabus should be equal, and we say we not equal, but 10% should be differ. So content areas are not defined fully. So in this particular reformation of syllabus, the syllabus should be uniform, which can provide uniform education to the students. So new system of evaluation nowadays is being encouraged, that is known as, can you tell me what is the new system of evaluation you can face every day? You can face in through the core throughout the year. Which type of Kuha, Mamata, Mamata, you have come today, new person, as and Goyadhar, Gayatri, Mamata is a newcomer today. Thank you very much. And tell me, what is the present system of evaluation which is being encouraged now? Can you tell me
Sir,
what is the
grading system.
yes grading system and other is semester system, new system, semester system. That semester means within
Semester.
yes within a
Six
year.
6 months.
After the end of teaching of 6 months, the semester system of evaluation is encouraged. So it is very helpful. Semester system of evaluation is very much helpful to the students because for 6 months the students you see the students they are engaged throughout the year. They come in contact with the book always because after 6 months the students they know that they will face examination. Unit wise content clusters are taught. So some units are taught in some topics are taught, some papers are taught, and after teaching is over, examination is conducted, and in the next semester system, the questions will not come from the previous system, semester system. So competencies of the students are developed. When the semester system of examination is being conducted, the competency of the students it is developed. The and also they develop a skill about how to complete, how to learn, and different activities are also undertaken during this semester system. The students they keep a linkage with the subjects, and another thing that the students they can have a better understanding. They can get depth of knowledge of a particular subject. So they can get this more time to study the short uh, syllabus for the 6 months. The syllabus which is implemented and at the end of the teaching, after 6 months, they will face the examination and they will not learn. So this is very helpful to the students. And time allocation in semester system, time allocation is very important. And the students they know that semester examination will be conducted after the end of 6 months, and they can engage themselves for learning. So this semester system is very helpful for evaluation. And we now discuss what is the importance of instructional objectives in testing. In evaluation, instructional objectives are very important. You see, whenever you are preparing test, whenever you are putting questions to the students, you must have to uh, uh, give eye on quality of papers. That is, quality is dependent on instructional objectives. You should always think about instructional objectives. Or basing on instructional objectives, the question paper should be prepared. And quality, therefore, question paper becomes a good quality. The question paper becomes if the instructional objectives are there in questions. Basing on instructional objectives, the question paper should be prepared. And this other thing is the frequency of examination. And throughout the year, the examination is conducted. What type of examination is conducted? You know, formative exams, internal examination, practical examination, and all other tests, assignments, so many types of evaluations are conducted throughout the session. So the students, they know that a semester system means at the end of 6 months teaching, the examination will be conducted. This is a continuous system, examination system. So the students get feedback during this session, in every session, in every semester. The students, when they do not understand, they can take the help of the teachers. And for better question paper, the question setter set the question basing on the, or depending on the instructional objectives, or he takes instructional objectives into consideration. Therefore, if the instructional objectives are taken into consideration, then question paper becomes a good question paper. And the question paper, when it is prepared, the teacher should think its validity and reliability, and also usability. You know, these are the different characteristics of good questionnaire. Validity means the questions which is prepared, that should serve the purpose of that particular class. That reliability means the question should be very reliable, because the from the topic, the question from every corner of the topic, the questions should be prepared. And the question which is prepared, it should be easy for its administration, administration, scoring, and interpretation. This is what we say the question paper and how to prepare it. And what I was talking about, the blueprint, you know, the blueprint. And blueprint means, and without the help of blueprint, we cannot prepare the questionnaire. Taking the help of blueprint, we can prepare the questionnaire, and the questionnaire becomes a good questionnaire if we prepare the questionnaire basing on blueprint. Blueprint means, blueprint indicates the distribution of questions along with marks over various units of the syllabus to test various objectives besides reflecting the options as stipulated in the design. So different dimensions are there in blueprint. Two-dimensional means one dimension is objective, another dimension is form of questions. So if we three-dimensional, then we can say the objective, forms of question, and the types of question. That is topic. We should take the topic. Topic is one dimension. Objective, different forms, multiple choice, or good question, essay type question. The questionnaire should contain essay type, short answer type, and objective type. The language of the question, that should be written, or the good language should be used in preparing the question. So the students, they can never feel ambiguitiness when they appear at the examination. And the team of teachers can set questions, and when the questions are set, team of teachers, they set the question, and the quality of different teachers set the question, because it possesses the quality questions. So after prepare the question, the scoring system, how to score the question, how to score the students' responses, the question key or scoring key, we can also develop. The teacher can develop scoring key. Now we'll discuss the question bank. What is question bank? Question bank, it is a library of questions or test items that pulled from cooperative efforts of teachers and item writers, pre-validated, coded. That is the question bank means the teachers, they prepare the questions. The type of questions is basing on essay type, short answer type, that objective type, which is based on instructional objectives. The questions, when prepared by the teachers, they should submit in the library, and the students, for the examination, they can refer the questions. So the question bank helps a lot regarding the type of questions which come in examination. The students, they can be well acquainted with the type of questions. So this is question bank. In every subject, question bank is there in the library. So the students, they can better achieve, their performance becomes getting good. Now, what is internal assessment? Internal assessment, that is a periodical assessment, periodical examination of students regarding a particular course. So that formative evaluation, as you know, that is conducted during the course. The summative evaluation, that is conducted at the end of the course. That the example is semester system or annual system of examination, annual exam, semester exam. This is the summative evaluation, that summative test. So it is conducted at the end of the session. So during the session, the test which is conducted is known as the formal, or that is formative examination or formative evaluation. And regarding the project workshop and field work or project seminars, the assessment also is conducted. So now there's a grading system is there, that reporting the result of university in the form of grades. This grading scheme, or it is adapted in present day, and it is very helpful for the students when they appear, or when they go for higher study, or in other, or they can go to the other state or other university for their study. So from grade point, the performance of the students can be better understood. So this now we'll discuss national testing service. What is national testing service? So national testing service, its main objective are to conduct testing, to find out skilled people. National testing service. Why national testing service is conducted? It is necessary. It is conducted to find out the skilled people, skilled persons. It delinks the degree from jobs. So it prepares the manpower. It is a reform in the report of examination. In the report of examination, and to determine the suitability of candidates for specified jobs to find competence persons, and national testing that in the in the in nation, in our country, what are the types of students, or what are the better students, or who are the better students, they can be found out, they can be identified, and the skilled students are made available. So its main objective, national testing service, its main objective is to allow skilled and proficiency or proficient people even without the degree qualification, and to uh, that qualify qualify for a variety of jobs that have traditional that have traditionally between limited to graduates. A single test as a national basis, single test on national basis at the +2 level can help the students to qualify for admission to any course, and therefore it is conducted, and this test is organized by various agencies, and this is all about your unit 12. So now we'll discuss about the unit 13. Unit 13, that is evaluation situations in higher education 1. Evaluation situation in higher education 1. So can you tell me, hello, am I audible? ଶୁଭୁଛି ତ ସବୁ ଠିକ ଭାବରେ? Hello?
Yes, sir.
ହଁ
I can hear you.
ହଁ ଠିକ ଅଛି. So evaluation situation in higher education 1, unit 13. That is the methods, techniques of evaluation and appraisal. What are the methods or techniques of evaluation? In this chapter, we can discuss this. That first of all, we can discuss the different types of testing. Different types of testing, as you know, unit test, unit quizzes, weekly test, monthly test. These are the different techniques, different methods of teaching, evaluation. We can evaluate projects, seminar, symposium, brainstorming, and also we can test, we can evaluate according to criteria reference test, norm reference test. We will discuss formative, summative evaluation, cognitive, non-cognitive test. We will discuss. So first we will discuss norm reference testing and criterion reference testing. Norm reference testing and criterion reference testing. So what is norm reference test? What is the meaning of norm reference test? The classroom test and standardized achievement test that report test performance in terms of an individual's relative position in the same group are called non-reference test. So what is the meaning? Again, I would like to discuss. Suppose in a classroom there are 40 students. When the classroom students, they are tested on any achievement test. After testing, the evaluation is made, and from the evaluation, the teacher can test the performance of each and every student with a relative position in the same group are called norm. Norm means the teacher, suppose there are 40 students, a test is conducted, and the average 40 students, they secure 40 marks, suppose in one subject. So their average mark or average that is found out true. So we can compare. Suppose average mark is suppose 68. So we can we can uh, we can compare the performance of all the students with the average mark, that is 68. So before conducting this norm referred test should be prepared. In particular, the classroom test. And what is classroom test? What is standardized test? Classroom test means the students' performance can be tested by certain test that we can that the standardized test achievement test means some previously the tests have been prepared by some teachers. So we cannot change the question pattern of that particular standardized achievement test. Classroom test means, and this standardized test can be used all over the country, all over the district, all over the states. But a classroom test, which is prepared by the teacher for a particular class, on which he or she completes the course. The teachers, they prepare the test for knowing the immediate performance of the students. That I would give another example, that is your university examination question paper is a standardized test, that all the students of under the university, they will appear the same question. So in classroom test, what happens? Suppose the teacher of a particular college, the teacher of a particular school prepares the question only for those students who are learning in that particular institution. That is meant for them only. This is the norm reference test. That this test, it is conducted, or it is compared, or the report test performance in terms of an individual's relative position. What is the position of a particular student in the same group? The performance of a particular student in the same group. Suppose a student securing 98 marks, we can compare that the position of that particular student comparing with all other students, that his position is number 1. So he can know, or the teacher can know, that this performance, this student's performance is number 1, means it is above all other students. So the students who secure less marks, suppose 25 marks, suppose last mark, so he can think that I am below, or that particular student is below 39 students, if the class is consisted of 40 students, below 39 students. That means above me there are 39 students, and the students who secure a higher mark, he or she knows that I am the top student, and below me all other students are there, their performance is not better, when it is compared with that particular student. So the suppose another example I would like to say that suppose Hari gives 90 right answer, 90 right answers out of 100 questions in a 50-minute time test. So if he secures 90 right answers, he gives 90 right answers out of 100 questions, then what we say? Another that suppose another example that Rama types 60 words per minute. That means 60 words per minute. It is his performance. In 20 minutes, suppose Ramesh completes 10 questions out of 15 questions. So this is what we say the students' performance. We can compare. Some students they complete the same number of questions in short time, the same number of questions taking more time. And here in criteria test, we take importance on relative position in a group, which is used for describing the performance. So why this norm reference test and criteria reference test? So when what we discuss, that is known as the criterion reference test. In criterion reference test, a criterion or standard rather than a relative position. In criterion reference test, relative position we do not consider in a norm group. For describing the performance, such as interpretations, are called criterion reference test. That means a criteria is important, and we take importance on this criteria. Criteria reference test it denotes an instructional objective, an expected post instructional learning outcome, that is the instructional learning outcome that is being expected, an intended level of students' performance is there. It is an accepted level of students' performance, and also it is a desired standard of product of performance. And now we will discuss the individual instruction and criterion reference test. What are the advantages and disadvantages of this norm reference test? What are the advantages of norm reference test? It classifies students for selection purpose. Another benefit, the parents are provided with information about their children's progress. The student's progress or the child's progress, that the parents, they can know. It is that the certifying students are for employment can be very helpful, or it is another advantages. One of the advantages, it provides educational and vocational guidance. It helps in the construction of curriculum. Now we'll discuss the demerits of this test. It is less inaccuracy of measurement. It is not a good instrument for measurement. It does not indicate instructional objective But a uh, uh, so I will discuss and advantage of it reflects the instructional of for test. It is our priority is not given on instructional objectives. In Kaizen reference test, instructional objectives are taken into consideration and it reflects clearly the instructional objective in terms of behavioral terms. Behavioral terms. It encourages individualization of instruction. Another advantage, one of the advantages is that it motivates teacher to improve instruction. That it can be helpful to the teacher that the teacher change in method. We have to students level of achievement and it has helpful both for the parents. Encourage students and the teachers. Students must learn that the students can learn again, and the teachers also rectify method of teaching. What are the disadvantages? Disadvantages that it discriminates for ranking purpose. It discriminates for ranking purpose. It demands more time on remedial teaching. So, which is teaching which is not practicable. So, remedial in this test, remedial teaching is not practicable. And it is unaffordable additional time from teachers. It is not actually good for the teachers. So now we'll discuss that formative and summative test. What I was discussing. What is formative test? What is the summative test? So can you tell me what are the what is the meaning of summative test and that is formative test? What is formative? What is formative test? Who can say? Borsa. What is Mamta? Kai nahi? Mamta? Hello. What is formative test? Can you tell me? Ivalari, Binay, Jusrana Rani, Borsa. What is the meaning of formative test and summative test? Yes. Hello. Nandini. Tell me the meaning
Yes,
of
sir.
formative test. What do you mean? Formative test. Conduct during the test. That is known as formative test. Formative test quickly test. Yeah, that monthly test. Fortnight test.
Sir, clear Subhune.
What is the meaning of formative test? What do you mean by formative test? Formative test is a test which is conducted during the course, during the session. ଆମେ କୋର୍ସ ମନେକର ସପୋଜ 6 ମାସିଆ ସେସନରେ ଆମର ଗୋଟେ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ସିଷ୍ଟମ ହଉଛି। ସେ 6 ମାସ ସେସନ ଭିତରେ ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ଟେଷ୍ଟ ସ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଦଉଛେ in order to test the students performance, that is known as formative test. That is, formative test is conducted during the course, during the session. Session मझिरे session गोटे session रे आमे जेते थर पिलामानकर टेस्ट आमे करूचे से सब formative test आमे कहूचे। Summative test at the end of the session, only for one time the test is conducted, that is known as the summative test, which is at the end of this at the semester. University examination is known as the summative test. गोटे सेशन रो लास्ट रे जो परीक्षाटा होउची, थरे परीक्षा होउची, ताकू आमे कोचे समेटिव टेस्ट। एवं समेटिव टेस्ट आ फॉर्मेटिव टेस्ट भितरे तफात कोन? The formative tests are conducted for many times, but summative test, it is conducted once at the last of the session, at the end of the session. So this is the difference. And another difference that is that formative evaluation provides feedback. कोट पिलांकर किसी बुझी पालेनी, इवैल्यूएशन हैला, पिला परफॉर्मेंस भलो हैला नहीं, तापुरे आमे व्हाट वी डू, the teachers they provide feedback to the students. But in summative evaluation, summative test, the evaluation does not encourage the feedback. Feedback सेथरे देई हबो नाही, कारण आज it is an end exam or it is the last exam. तेणु सेथिरे आम द्वितीय थर पई आमे समेटिव एग्जामिनेशन, यूनिवर्सिटी एग्जामिनेशन हेई पारिबो नाही. So the purpose of what is the purpose of evaluation? Purpose of evaluation, formative evaluation determines a degree of mastery of a given task. Formative evaluation, suppose the students, they are learning a chapter. After the end of the chapter, the test is conducted. If the students, they do not do better performance, again the teacher gives feedback, or again the teacher teaches the same topic, and at the end of teaching of that particular topic, again the test is conducted, that is known as the formative test. So what is summative test? You know, that is conducted at the end of the session. So periodicity of evaluation, formative test is conducted at regular interval. Frequent interval, the periodicity or the examination or test is conducted. But I am discussing the difference between formative and summative evaluation. And summative evaluation is conducted at the end of the session only once. Formative test is conducted for many times at regular interval, but summative evaluation is conducted only once at the end of the session. This is the periodicity of evaluation. Am I audible? Subhujta? Hello?
Hello? Sir.
Bujhuji? What is formative evaluation? What is summative evaluation? Bujhuji? Hello? हाँ, आमे कोचे आमे गोटे सेशन भितरे आमे जेते थर सो परीक्षा करूचे, मंथली एग्जाम, फोर्टनाइटली एग्जाम, वीकली एग्जाम, असाइनमेंट, इंटरनल, ये सब होउची कोन बहुत थर परीक्षा होउची, टेस्ट होउची स्टूडेंट कर ए गुडा कहला कोन ना फॉर्मेटिव। समेटिव हैला कोन समेटिव केवल थरे होउची एवं लास्ट रे होउची यूनिवर्सिटी सर्टिफिकेट मिलुची मन को जने फेल हे गेला आ कोन ताको पुणी कहबो आउथरे परीक्षा तो अलगा जिंस किंतु से कौन ताको फीडबैक कौन पाइबा ना फीडबैक ना फीडबैक होची को रेक्टिफिकेशन ऑफ द नॉलेज जहा बुझिला मन को गोटा जिंस बुझी पारलानी तम सेमिस्टर परीक्षा सरला परे आउ थरे के तम पाठ पढियो को मास्टर मूल आरंभ करे सेमिस्टर नो सो this is the difference between the formative and the summative evaluation. Another difference is that level of generalization. Formative evaluation assesses knowledge, skill, ability applied to a given principle in a unfamiliar situation. That students assess the question, assess acquisition of knowledge, skill, and ability level in a variety system of situations. So that means the students they are evaluated. Their formative evaluation assesses different skill, knowledge, and summative evaluation assesses acquisition of knowledge and skill. To what extent the students they acquire knowledge and skill and ability of the students. So the formative evaluation only assesses the knowledge, skill, and ability. ये कौन से केते एक्वायर कला ये ठीक केते से जानी and you know what are the and discuss I will discuss now types of formative and summative evaluation कौन सब अच्छी types written and oral test, short duration objective test, fixed open-ended test, short answer questions, short essay type. So essay type is of two types, practical exercises. So how many types of essay type questions are there? Essay type question, one is limited, another is unlimited. Essay type example I am giving, that write an essay within 500 words. This is restricted. The 500 words, it is restricted. So if it is not written simply, it is given in the question that write an essay on a particular topic. That is non-restricted. You can write as you like. Then now we discuss cognitive and non-cognitive assessment of learning. What is cognitive and non-cognitive? What is cognitive? The Bloom's taxonomy. That is cognitive. Domain. The cognitive domain. So you know that cognitive domain of Bloom's taxonomy, that is divided into 6 objectives, that is knowledge, understanding or comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation. So what are the objectives of cognitive and non-cognitive assessment? Cognitive assessment है कौन? That cognitive means cognitive, to acquire knowledge, to that it is dependent on the cognitive domain of Dr. B.S. Bloom. Non-cognitive means psychomotor and affective domains. I had also discussed in the previous class. So it is the objective of this cognitive and non-cognitive assessment, that is to monitor learning processes, to create weakness of the learners, to make a future career, to predict future success, to choose suitable conditions, and to assign students with reading materials, and to build a realistic self picture, to determine the emphasis to be put on different areas of instruction, to ascertain areas of interest, to identify changes in character, to assess curricular experiences of the pupils, and what are the difficulties in assessing non-cognitive outcomes. So you see, so it is easy to assess the cognitive outcome. Cognitive outcome means, cognitive outcome means we can assess knowledge aspect of the students. We can assess the understanding objective of the students, so whether they are understanding or not. So these 6 different objectives: knowledge, understanding or comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation. We can, these are the cognitive aspects, or it comes under cognitive domain of Dr. V.S. Bloom. So we can assess these instructional objectives. This comes under domain. But the difficulties the teacher does not face in testing the cognitive objectives, but difficulties the students face in assessing non-cognitive outcomes. Non-cognitive outcomes. Suppose the a student sings a song. A student knows singing but does not sing. So we cannot evaluate the non-cognitive outcomes. It is not easily observable. Non-cognitive outcomes. Suppose a student possesses some skill of typing, but we actually give some task to the students for typing, then we can know the performance of that particular student in typing. So if we see the student, we cannot know the performance of typing. So many things cannot be observed. So the attitude, beliefs, and values are generally regarded as are very important for the students. So the students, whether he possesses an attitude towards learning or not, we cannot say. The attitude towards singing song, we cannot say. So this covert behavior cannot be well judged. So non-cognitive outcomes develops slowly. Non-cognitive outcomes, it is developed very slowly and becomes visible after a long period of time. After a long period, we can observe. But if certain task is given, then the student can learn within a day or within 2 or 3 days. But non-cognitive aspect, non-cognitive performance, it takes long time. It is difficult to assign quantitative values. It is too difficult to judge by or through quantitative values. most of the non-cognitive abilities are not clearly defined. Many the cognitive abilities can be defined clearly, but non-cognitive abilities cannot be defined clearly. As knowledge, understanding skill, it can be clearly defined, and we can observe, we can know the performance of the students basing on these different objectives. Non-cognitive outcomes are not reflected or given any weightage in external examination, so it is non-essential. Suppose, you see the students are appearing at the test, at the examination. So the examination result is helpful for future life, either in a job or for entering into higher education. But non-cognitive outcomes are not reflected, or due weightage it is not given in the certificate. Suppose a student knows dance, so in certificate this is not written, or this is not mentioned. So it is non-essential. It is not required at all to mention in the certificate. So now we'll understand. We'll discuss identification of areas. Identification of areas in cognitive and non-cognitive areas. What are areas? So you know cognitive domain. Cognitive domain. So it is as there are different objectives: knowledge, understanding, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation. All these different objectives are hierarchical in nature. So at the lower end, at the lower level, knowledge is there. Knowledge objective is there. And after that, at the higher to knowledge level, another level, that is understanding. It is higher level than the knowledge, and then application. It is higher than the comprehension level objective, and then analysis, synthesis, then evaluation. And evaluation is the highest of the this is cognitive, it is cumulative in nature, and we can assess the behavior of the students on cognitive domain, cognitive level, cognitive area. So non-cognitive domain, what are they? Habit, interest, that is personal qualities, their social qualities, adjustment, attitude, sociometric, application, different that cannot be assessed. So it is difficult to assess. So now we discuss tools and for assessing outcomes. So cognitive techniques that we will discuss about in number later we will discuss. And now in abilities, it is based on observation can another ability. It is to anecdote checklist observation. Hello. Tools and techniques of assessing. Clear ଆସିଲା? Hello. Hello. हाँ ठीक है नेटवर्क प्रोब्लेम हो जाଉଛି. Tool and technique of cognitive and outcomes of learning. That what are the cognitive techniques? Cognitive uh, cognitive learning outcome. We will discuss in unit 15. Now I am not discussing it, but in detail I will discuss in unit 15. That is non-cognitive abilities. These processes, there are different processes of assessing non-cognitive abilities. They are the anecdotal record. There we can we can collect or data or record through anecdotal record process. Checklist, rating scale, observation schedule, and we will discuss. Tools techniques based on product assessment, that drawing and painting, direct questioning, written test, autobiography. These are the different tools and techniques based on product assessment. Tools and techniques based on sociometric status, that is sociograms, social distance technique, guess who technique. Guess, that means that you can guess answer from some questions, for the questions whose answers are given. You have to choose the answer. And tools and techniques based on self-reported inventories, biographical data bank, personality inventory. These are the psychological testing. Interest inventory or rating scale, question techniques, attitude scales. These are the different techniques. So tools and techniques based on ideas of projection. How can the student they project their ideas? By which tools and techniques? Ink bolt techniques. This is psychological test. Ink bolt techniques, you know, you have studied in psychology. It is not possible to discuss ink bolt techniques in a short period. So picture representation. So through picture representation, we can know the idea embodied in a particular student. Presentation of a verbal stimuli. Then how can the student presents? Through verb. That means speech. We can also know this is the process. This is another tool for knowing the ideas of projection. Sentence completion technique. The sentence are given which are not fully, which the sentence which are incomplete sentence. The students, they are to complete the sentence. This is known as sentence completion technique. So from this completion of sentence, the teacher can assess his thought power, his or her thought power, thought process. So another tools and techniques based on school records. So the students, their records from the school records, from the attendance register, we can know the regular present or regular attendance of the students. The learner's history, the student's history can also convey the history of the particular student. The cumulative record cards, also these are very helpful for the evaluation of the students. So now next we can discuss that unit 14, evaluation situation in higher education 2. So different evaluation can be made in various activities. So we can evaluate laboratory work, we can evaluate seminar, we can evaluate the performance from the seminar. We can also evaluate the performance of the students from field work. These are the psychomotor skills, dissertation, internal and external evaluation. So first we'll discuss evaluation of a laboratory work. How laboratory work can evaluate the students' performance. This laboratory work, it develops certain intellectual processes and skills like identifying variables, controlling variables, selecting relevant procedures, establishing cause and effect relationships, interpreting data, inferring and predicting. This is laboratory work. Laboratory work can evaluate the skill of the students, how he works in the laboratory. It develops skill of observation, how the student observes, and how the students record the observation, or from observation where the students they get all these things are recorded, and how the students handle various instruments with caution. That means is how the students they use instruments with with the cautious, that some that the precaution they should know, the precaution for handling the instrument in the laboratory when the laboratory works go on. This is what we say, the precaution that the students they adopt during the laboratory work. And the student develops specific attitude of a laboratory work, whether they have interest in doing laboratory work, in performing laboratory work or not. It can be evaluated. And also it develops scientific inquiry. Laboratory work, it develops scientific inquiry. When the student they are engaged in some kind of laboratory activities, then some scientific inquiry it is it is developed. So how can we evaluate the laboratory work? Through observation in the laboratory. The teacher can observe the students in the laboratory, whether the students they are working or not. They are observing the result or experiment minutely or not. The teacher can observe, can evaluate the performance of the students in the laboratory while doing some practicals. Whether the students they are maintaining practical records, the teacher evaluates the laboratory work from or through practical records or from practical records. What they observe, whether the student they are recording or not, whether they are reporting or not, they can be also evaluated. The teacher can know from the scoring sheet which is provided to the teacher can use it for evaluating the laboratory work of the students in the laboratory, and also through checklist and a rating scale, and also observables schedule, and these are the different evaluations of the laboratory work which are used by the teacher. Evaluation of students' performance in seminar. How the students' performance can be evaluated in seminar. That means whether the student they have prepared the seminar paper systematically or not, it can be evaluated. Whether the student presents the paper in a systematic manner or not, also it can be evaluated. Whether the communication skill what the students they use during presentation, that is also evaluated. When whether the students they take part in question answer session, it is also evaluated. And during presentation, the seminar paper, the gesture, also it is evaluated. The facial appearance, the body movements, all these things are assessed. And the seminar paper which is presented, that is in a logical way or systematic manner or not, that is also evaluated. Now I will discuss the hello, 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 hello,
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍
hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଉ କେତେ ସମୟ ରହିଲା ଆଉ 10 ମିନିଟ୍
Yes, sir.
ଆଉ ଠିକ ଅଛି ଆଉ ସାରିଦେବା ଆଉ ଠିକ ଅଛି how this is about to how evaluation of students performance in seminar. Now we'll discuss how evaluation of project work and dissertation can be made. So the teacher can evaluate the project work. You know that in project some objectives are objectives of the topic are there. Basing on that particular objective, whether the project work has been prepared or not, this can be well known. And the need and significance of the project, the teacher should know. The teacher should evaluate the significance of the project, it has been written correctly or not, statement of the problem, methods of the study, use of tools, techniques, sample, all these things the teacher can evaluate in project work. And internal and external examination. It is internal and external examinations are continuous assessments that is conducted during the session, and it is carried regularly, as you know, from formative evaluation. At the end of each chapter, the evaluation is made or internal examination is conducted and feedback is provided. And continuous internal assessment represents the awareness by the teacher. That means it represents continuous awareness by the teacher. The continuous internal assessment, if it is conducted, the students they know that the internal assessment will be conducted in this month or at the end of 15 days or weekly test. So the students they become very cautious. It enables the teacher to know the progress of the students. Internal assessment can convey the students and also the teachers for the progress of the students. It identifies the difficulty area of the students where they do not understand. Therefore, remedial programs are provided. Therefore, it is internal assessment, it is formative in nature. And external examination, what you know, at the end of the session, only once it